Hello dear traders, welcome to the new MK block summary video. It's now Saturday, markets are closed, it's late at night, and I would like to go through the analysis of the last week with you. So let's get started. Here we see pound yen. So on the 28th of May I posted at 340. Pound yen, like dollar yen, should first try to shake off the downward shorties by conducting another up move. Only when the red squeeze line changes its slope there can be a bigger normalization. So we see the market is full of down money sellers, the red bars, and we have an expanding squeeze. So we know that this is a bullish bias. The smart money algorithms will try to push the market up against those down money sellers, taking them out. And when we go to the next update on the 1st of June, we see that this is the case. So shorties kept on selling pound yen, and therefore the smart money algos made sure to clear the high once more, and on the 2nd of June we could see it nicely. So we have an ongoing squeeze, shorties on the market, these shorty positions are already drawn, and then we have new shorties coming in. So of course the smart money algos push up pound yen and clear the high. So that was a nice long trade, not difficult at all, trading within a squeeze mode. This is very scalable as well. So yeah, not a difficult trade there. Silver, one of the best trades we had. So on the 28th I said silver here on the 1 hour chart took the order gap zone, should take the upper end. Yes, so we have two very nice medium term stops in a range above the highs. Of course it's a long trade towards them, not difficult. And on the 31st we see a nice move after the market went a bit flat and filled some order gap zones. It does a nice decisive move towards this target as soon as some shorties came in. Nice long trade towards a clear target. And on the 1st of June the first medium term stop was taken out. Note how the momentum decreased right after that, and then on the next day in the second MTS got taken out. They cleared the high, and then after this mission was completed, the smart money algos allowed the prices of silver to do a pullback. Very nice long trade, not difficult, an inner range trade. It took 2 days, but it came nicely. Beautiful, not difficult. Okay, let's continue. Euro dollar, the biggest market in the world, euro 28. So we see that the market is full of the money longies, the green bars. There's a squeeze going on, so there's a long downtrend above the price. All the long positions, the smart money is not interested in letting the price go up, and because this would mean that those longies would get into profit. So yeah, we see the bias is bearish. So I wrote, we know that on the 1 hour chart there's an up MTS. However, for euro to take it, we need the green squeeze line to point down a little more, showing that sufficient money long is left the market. So I'm talking about the money switch. But as I said here, if again we see money long is coming in, the low will be retested even after the medium term stop run. So that's a play for this week, and that's exactly how it was. So with longies coming in, they retest the low. Yes, we have this medium term stop there, which also got taken this week, but first we have the down move against the longies, going after the low. I know some of you did nice short trades there, cleared it, and then guess what, at some point with shorties coming in, they fill this 30-minute medium term stop, and then guess what, again longies come in, green bars, so they retest the low once more. Nice short trade there again, going against the down money longies, okay, in the direction of the squeeze mode. So beautiful short trade. And then I said I take profit on the short euro dollar. There was a great exit, because guess what, with 2 new medium term stops above the price, some shorties coming in, and that was a fantastic exit. Right after there's a steep pullback in euro dollar, going after the upper medium term stops in a range, and of course with 4 hour energy. So as I wrote at the beginning of the week, Okay, if there's a dumb money switch and longies leave and shorties come in at those kind of low levels below the 4-hour reversal band, of course, it's reversal energy up. It's a beautiful long trade. You have 4-hour reversal support energy and then inner range medium-term top target. This combination, as you know, is whatever. So fantastic in euro dollar. So took the upper targets, boom, even overshot. And guess what? Again, longies came in, another dumb money switch back to longies, and I went for the lower inner range medium-term stop. Didn't catch this one because I was on the computer, but some of you did. How beautiful. Completely moved by the book like clockwork. Beautiful. Okay, so let's continue. Euro, yen. So here we see on the 28, like for the yen pairs, euro yen has dumb money shorties, and it's likely the smart money algos wanted to clear that high on the day chart. There were shorties in the market. Now, the price of euro yen did a nasty down move first, so it didn't go for the high. I tried to trade directly towards the high with a long trade and got stopped out because they first did this pullback down, which is fine. It was a bit of a dumb money switch, long is coming in, so they went down towards the lower band, and then again at some point we had a dumb money switch once more towards the original target, and that's why I did my long trade on the second. Okay, so often you see you get stopped out, but then the trade idea is still valid, so you can actually trade it. So inner range target, long trade towards the target, so boom, came in nicely, and I took profit. That's why even if you sometimes get stopped out, if the analysis is still correct, you can trade again. That's the power of the causality. Okay, so cable. So on the 28 I said inner range medium-term stop at dumb money longies, so it was a bit more complex. As I wrote here, we see on cable on the day chart, like euro dollar went down against all the dumb money buyers. The algos did it after they kissed the long-term high. While there's no proper squeeze going on, the algos could clear the 100-day moving average. Okay, so it was a bit more complex for more advanced traders, so it did exactly that. Went down, cleared the moving average there. Okay, and what happened then? A beautiful, here I did a long trade. Okay, beautiful up move towards the inner range medium-term stop target here with some shorties coming in. Nice pattern there, not difficult. Trading towards the upper target there. The first it came nicely already, and the second took the target. Beautiful long trade. Okay, how nice is that? Again, not difficult to predict. Okay, so pound Aussie with low bias, I said it could clear the high, yeah, and then do a 4-hour reversal, but that's not a trade. We need more than that, and that's pretty much what happened. So they went up, cleared the high, and then later on filled some of these option strike targets, and eventually with a nice inner range medium-term stop target plus the squeeze collapse. So in that case, one can trade down towards this target with a short trade, and on the second it reached the target nicely. Medium-term stop in other gap zone, not difficult, nice short trade. How amazing is that? Euro Aussie, so it was a bit low bias at the beginning of the week. The same thing, wants to do some kind of reversal, but if a squeeze line in the way, as we know, we don't go on the dumb money side, we're not just selling, so we need to skip that trade. But then it's filled those option strike targets, did a pullback. Okay, took the upper medium-term stop on the 30-minute chart, so it was a bit worse than pound Aussie, but then took quickly with a pin the lower target. I didn't trade the moment because pound Aussie looked better compared to Euro Aussie, but then guess what, at the end of the week it even took the big medium-term stop. I know some of you caught that. How cool is that? Another filled medium-term stop target trade, not difficult at all. Okay, Kiwi dollar. So at the beginning I said, look, they took the lows, we have longies, but it's out of the range. Squeeze line looks a bit maxed out. Of course, the overall bias remains, however, bearish with all these longies and an ongoing squeeze. That's exactly what happened. That's why we don't trade for reversal up. We never trade against the squeeze. Remember, so it went down, failed for reversal against the dummy longies, and some dummy longies kept them by. Okay, so I know some of you did an expensive short trade, but it's absolutely fine because the squeeze is on your side and you see new money flow which fuels the squeeze. Beautiful. At some point, once the low got cleared, we had longies getting kicked out, so the squeeze line collapsed, the green one, and then the 4-hour reversal taking over and then pull back up. Okay, I didn't trade that. This is very advanced. Try to avoid doing those trades, but it's tradable for sure. Nice. Euro pound, I wrote very neutral, moved in this consolidation for some time. Loader money flow, didn't want to do a trade there. We do not just randomly place trades, as you know, but what happened at some point, longies dominated the market, came in, and guess what? The smart money algos pushed the price down against those buyers to a bearish breakout. Those longies thought, okay, we buy a breaker to the upside, and the opposite happens because the algos saw what the longies were up to on the money side. I know some of you caught some short trade there. Beautiful. I know it's all out of the range, but everything aligns. Your longies to squeeze, of course you can trade short down even if this expensive entry. Okay, so quite beautiful. You see how the causality unfolds in all markets. Australian dollar, similar to Kiwi, where the longest in the market. It took already the lower targets at some point with inner range MTS developing. Okay, but it first cleared the low. It filled this option strike target on the level on the way. Okay, which is always nice. And then at some point, similar to euro dollar, we had some shorties coming in, proper day money switch. So of course you can buy towards the upper target. Beautiful trade, and kissed the target. I took profit here. Nice long trade against the shorties. Beautiful. You see how similar markets are also across the different pairs. That's why there's correlation. Bitcoin, okay, I should mention that. Remember, with this nice medium-term stop target above the price with longest in the way, and guess what? During the week, they get a cheeky move exactly to the medium-term target on the 29th of May. And guess what? Not only did they kiss it, they went all the way down exactly from there. Look at this precision. I'm going to tell you that this is random. I don't think so. Look at that. Then filled the lower target, so filled the upper target, filled the lower target, and then just went sideways within the range after some time. Okay, gold was more complex than silver. Silver was a better choice. So we saw that gold also has this upper inner range stop target, which got filled. Boom, nice long trade. What I want to call it, but I prefer the silver one because there were two. So yeah, took the upper one, then took the lower one once longs came in. This is clockwork, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful. Okay, dollar yen was a bit more complex. So remember, at the beginning of the week I posted this. We had this nice target here, some shorties in the market. So I also, similar to the euro yen, I tried just like a little long trade straight away. But actually, dollar yen first did like a pullback down after there was a little bit of dominant switch. I closed the long, so kissed the highest expected, but then with the dominant switch. So for our reversal takes over the squeeze leg collapse. So it filled this option strike target. Okay. So similar to euro yen, I got stopped out, but guess what? What happened then is the buys cleared up, and I actually was able to do a new trade long once we had the market structure switching back towards shorties. Okay, so shorties came in, boom, so an up move. Do you see? So even if you get stopped out sometimes, if the trade is valid, like here, look, down switch back to shorties for our reversal event, upper targets, boom, there's a nice up move from long trade. How beautiful. Okay, so that's why this is so amazing. Dollar cut, so was also a bit complex. We had this high there, but low buys at the beginning of the week. Then we had this lower option strike target and the upper median stop target. I didn't place a trade in the end, but it filled the upper one, it filled the lower one, it filled the option strike target, it filled the order gap zone, playing Pac-Man there, and on a higher time frame we had this kind of flag pattern here. So longies thought that there's going to be a breakout to the upside, but of course the smart algos detected and pushed dollar cut all the way down against the longies, pushing them into loss. Okay. So again, some beautiful scenario setups. Dollar and euro yen were a bit tricky. First, I got stopped out of my first trades, but the second ones worked in both pairs. And a lot of inner range, medium-term stop hunts successful. See how they take out those targets. It's not difficult to predict that. Pay attention to the 4-hour energy. Pay attention to the day chart where there are targets. But most of all, pay attention to the squeezes. Okay, if you always trade on the side of the squeezes, you will be fine. And sometimes you can do more advanced things. Beautiful. Thank you all so much. That is the power of the causality. This is how you can trade with leading information. We're not doing statistical indicators. This is market structure based. This is dominant. Okay, fundamentals are not dominant. That's why sometimes the price moves in a way which doesn't make sense fundamentally. All the best.